Live from the CBS Broadcast Center, this is CBS 2 News This Morning.
We have an amazing story to share with you this morning, and we're hoping for a Cinderella ending at the Grammys this Sunday night right here on CBS 2. The debut album for the New York Youth Symphony was nominated for Best Orchestral Performance. And get this, it was recorded at the height of the pandemic.
When we were thinking about what we could do in the midst of this pandemic, recording was like the #1 thing. It's important skill for our students to learn as the next generation. This digital moment is going to be forever.
And that was a clip from their short documentary about how the album came together. And joining me live on the couch, music director Michael Repper, and the two of the symphony's performers. Noelia plays the cello and Kennedy plays the bassoon. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having us.
Of course. All right, let's talk with the students first. How excited are you when the Grammys this Sunday?
Yeah, it's so excited to even be like part of something that's nominated for a Grammy. It's really cool.
Yeah, especially as young musicians, it's really incredible.
Now, what was your reaction when you first heard about the nomination? Where were both of you?
I was in the practice room when I found out, and it was through Instagram that we heard the news.
Yeah, I was just in my dorm like after class, and I was just scrolling on Instagram, and I saw it, and I was like, whoa. So,
oh my gosh. Yeah. All right, Michael, you guys never intended to make an album. It was actually because of the pandemic.
Yeah, well, usually what we're doing is we're performing, but of course at the start of the pandemic, everything fell apart, and we couldn't give our usual performances at Carnegie Hall. So, you know, we were all sitting at home thinking, what could we do? And we didn't want to do nothing. So we thought, well, let's make a recording. And, you know, we originally designed the project to be a wonderful educational experience for all the wonderful young musicians to come in and make a recording. We could never have imagined that it went this far. We're so honored to be going to the Grammys. It's the first time the youth orchestra's ever done it. So.
And what was it like to record an album without everyone being in the same room?
Yeah, it was very, very strange. You know, it's what had to be done because we couldn't fit the entire orchestra in the room for social distancing. So it was very strange, and but we engineered a way to do it, and you know, the young musicians really rallied around the interesting, weird way that we had to do it, but it came together magically, and that's thanks to an amazing production team and amazing musicians.
So did the orchestra like stay in different sections? And you just shot them together and then put it all together?
Right. So it was an orchestra of about 80 people, but it was divided into 3 groups. So we had 2 groups of strings and then another group of woodwinds and brass. So actually, while both Noelia and Kennedy played on the album, they were never in the same room together because the strings came in first, did their recording, and then the woodwinds and brass and percussion came in later to record after. It's not the normal way that an orchestra goes about making a recording, but it was the only way to do it during the pandemic.
It must have been pretty good if you're nominated for a Grammy.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. We're so honored to be going and for the recognition of the Academy. And it's, as I say, that this entire project really is a testament to the wonderful impact that young people can have when they feel empowered to give it their all, and you know, it's a great moment for us. It's a great moment for the symphony. It's a great moment for young musicians everywhere, I think.
That's wonderful. So, okay, you are the one who's going to the Grammys.
I'm going with a team of us. I wish that we could bring all of the wonderful young musicians with us, but there's 150 of us. So there's going to be a great watch party here in New York. But I'm thrilled to go and represent the orchestra with our team.
All right, Noelia and Kennedy. Let's talk about the music program. Okay, you're both in college. How old were you when you started, and tell me about it?
So I believe I was 19 when I played with New York Youth Symphony for the first time. I played when I was 19 through when I was 20, and it was a really cool experience to be able to perform in Carnegie Hall and play with all of these musicians from like different schools in New York and around the area. It was really cool.
Yeah, I started in high school during my junior year. I started with the chamber music program that we have, and then I worked my way to the orchestra, and it's just an overall really great experience to collaborate with fellow peers and then also just meet really great mentors too.
And how does this work? Do you do auditions, and where do the musicians come from?
Yeah, that's right. Well, they come from all over, not just here in the city, but in the tri-state area and even the surrounding region. Our age range is from 12 to 22, and though Kennedy and Noelia sort of represent the upper upper age of that. We do have, and even playing on the album, people as young as 12. And it's not just an orchestra program. As Noelia mentioned, we also have chamber music and jazz and conducting, musical theater, songwriting, composition, conducting, all kinds of wonderful programs. And we do auditions towards the end of the summer in August, early September every year. And you can get all that information, of course, on nyys.org. And also, you know, if you want to learn more about the symphony, the best thing to do is to come hear this wonderful orchestra play at Carnegie Hall. It's the best deal for classical music in New York, period, I think. And our next one's on March 19th. It's going to be great. But we're obviously rooting for a big win this weekend, too.
Yeah, that's so wonderful. Yeah. So you take them really small, and how often do they go to rehearsal?
Sure. Yeah, our usual rehearsal schedule with the orchestra is once a week.
Okay.
So we meet from 2 to 6 roughly every week, and we give 3 concerts a year at Carnegie Hall, on top of a host of other wonderful programs that we do throughout, other sorts of events and composition readings and other wonderful things that we do, and that these young musicians really do so well. And so yeah, we meet once a week from during the school year, basically from September through May, more or less. And my first time playing with them was my audition 6 years ago, and I remember at that first moment of hearing their sound and thinking, wow, this is ridiculous. The level is so high, not just from a technical standpoint, but their maturity, their musical maturity is so high, and that comes across on this album. There's no question about it. I couldn't be more proud of you guys.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And we'll be cheering with you, and hope you have a fun time
Thank you.
out
It's
there.
going to be great. We're so honored. Thank you for having us.
Of course. And if you would like to see the New York Youth Symphony perform, they have a concert, as we talked about, coming up on March 19th at Carnegie Hall. And if you'd like to check out the short documentary on the making of their album, we have a link at cbsnewyork.com. And if you'd like to cheer them on, you can watch the Grammys live on CBS 2 and Paramount Plus this Sunday night at 8 p.m.